What's going on? We're back. It's Friday. We're going to take it nice and easy. We're going to get in, get a scalp or two, and that's it. We have consumer sentiment prelim at 10. Imperial. Happy Friday. Good morning. What's up, cracks? So I have or I'll wait till there's some more people in here. I need to pull up another economic calendar to see that consumer sentiment. I'm pretty sure that's going to move. I'm pretty sure that's going to move the markets. Just a matter of we'll stay out regardless. It's at 10 a.m. So try to not be in a trade a couple minutes before and a couple minutes after and let that move happen. Even when there's no news, 10 o'clock usually warrants a decent move. So, or there's just more volatility at that time. I use AMP Futures economic calendars since I have an account with them anyways. 10. Is existing home sales the same as consumer sentiment? I have no idea. Like I said, I just try to stay out on these bigger news drivers, and I don't really pay attention to what the event actually is. So 10 o'clock, regardless of whatever the hell is happening, we will try to not be in a trade. We'll trade, we got the combine. Again, I'm going to take it nice and easy. We've had a couple of days of only like $100-ish in the green. So we're in no place to have if today's going to be red, it has to be a very small red day. We're going to be very mindful of the size of the candles, how much the market's moving. And if we are mindful of that, then losses will be to a minimum. Two losses and I'm done today. That should be around a couple $100. Worst case. And you may think, oh, I'm being negative by talking about losses, but we need to be ready for losses. So if I don't prepare myself for a loss, if and when those come, it catches me off guard. I'm not expecting them, and it affects me more than it should. So if I'm ready for it, then it's like, okay, whatever. Like I've prepared myself for this. I can handle it, and I can step away. Yeah, John, you're good at holding me to what I say. So, I mean, if I take 3-4 greens in a row and then I take 2 losses, I can keep going. I mean, if I'm down $200 to $300, I'm gonna just stop for the day because I'm not willing to make a $250 day, a $350 day, or a $450 day. So, I think that's gonna be where I just call it today. So I do have the bot running as well. Again, not really. I'm thinking I don't really need to show you guys exactly what it's doing, but if it gets into a trade, we will have it on the screen and see at least the open P&L of it. Yesterday, I mentioned it in Discord. It's a bot I built. I mentioned in the Discord about yesterday. I thought so. I had the bot running. All I had open was what you guys saw. Like I couldn't see the charts. I couldn't see its entries. I couldn't see its exits. All I saw was it was in the green, up like 1200 or whatever, and then it started going down, and then it closed. And I was like, and I know what the bot is doing, so obviously I can look at the chart and be like, okay, it shouldn't have exited there. It should have waited for the market to keep moving up. And it exited. And with Alito talking about the unrealized drawdown, made me assume that that pullback hit the unrealized drawdown, but that's not what happened. So we were all talking about how the account was blown. The account wasn't blown. I went and looked, and I had a bug in my code that exited because the code cancels all orders at 4 p.m. at the close of the day. I had a bug in the code that it was using 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. So it entered, and then it said, hey, we're after 4 a.m. And then it closed the trades. So it closed the trade in the green for $780. So that account is up $780. The take profit was at $1,500, and the market did hit that take profit. So that bot should have made $1,500 yesterday. So I'm very satisfied. I'm glad I found that bug, obviously, now. That was just a mistake on my end that I had 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. So it's all working as expected. I have it up and running today. Today I do have, you guys can't see, but I do got a little cheeky little chart right here that I'm watching. And if it gets into a trade, I'll put the position, I'll show that it's in a position and how much it's up or down. But at the moment, while I'm running this, I don't really want to be showing like exactly what it's doing, right? I mean, so how's Micro Rat doing? I'm on wait, what is that in reference to? I'm not sure. Uncle Corico, good morning to you, and good luck to you as well. Just letting everyone know, my wife randomly told me to be careful today in the markets. She said, I don't know why, but just be careful. So I'm sharing that information with you. Take that however you want. I put the bot on. This bot is trading minis. I bought a Apex evaluation account just to try this, and the minis is technically too big for it. However, the account was $40, and I'm still in the earlier. I'm just now running this thing live, so I just want to run it on minis and see what it does. In my back testing, there are periods of time, like if in my back testing, if I watch the P&L curve, it's a wave, and it's constantly going up. So this is profitable. If I'm starting to run it right now, assuming the future holds that we are going to catch like an upward trend on the P&L, and we hit a bunch of green trades in a row, then it should pass it and get me to payouts, and then I don't have to worry about trailing drawdown, and then minis will be fine. The risk is if this setup happens to not work over the next 1 or 2 weeks, it could blow an account or multiple accounts if I keep just trying to rerun it. But the goal is to catch one of those periods of time where the setup is going to work for like I don't know, several weeks, several months in a row. And in back testing, I've seen that there are periods of time where there's like 4, 5, 6 months where there's like not much drawdown, and these prop firms can't handle that. So, and from recent tests, this setup has been doing very well this year for the first half of the month or whatever. And it was doing good in December. So my theory is if it's been doing good, maybe it will keep doing good for the next couple months. We'll see. I don't know. Either way, the account was $40. I'm going to try it and just keep running it on these prop firms. If I blow this one, because it does get into, it takes one setup a day and it enters up to 3 times depending on if the market allows it. Each time is 1 mini, so that's 3 minis. Obviously, that's a lot for a 50K account because I only have 2,500 in drawdown. If this one doesn't work, then I'll probably edit the code so I put a total dollar amount risk per day and then switch it to trade micros. So what I mean is then I would tell the bot only risk $500 today. So when it gets the setup, it figures out the 3 trades it wants to take. It knows how much it's risking on each trade. Then it figures out, okay, how many micros can I use per trade to max out the $500 risk, and then run it from there. Then if I did that, that gives me like 5 red days in a row of $500. Or I could obviously lower that or increase it. Either way, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think we're on the right path, and hopefully it does some great things. We need to see what the overall market's doing because I have absolutely no idea. What was yesterday was the 18th. I don't even remember what the market did yesterday. I'm just going to brag about my self-control lately because usually I get off the stream and then I still just check the charts occasionally throughout the day. But each time I check the charts, I'm struggling with staying out of trades. And that was something I've always struggled with. I mean, how many times did I come back the next day and tell you guys I turned my green day into a red day, or I turned my red day into a green day because I kept trading? I can't do that. I do best in the morning. And if it's a red day, so be it. But the last like couple weeks, I get off the stream and I don't even open the charts. Like if I open a chart, it's a historical chart to work on the bot. And I quite literally, before I was doing that, I kind of knew always where price was and what it was doing and I would try to judge what it was wanting to do. But lately I just don't even know. Like this looks so foreign to me looking back at a higher time frame chart, because I just have not been paying attention to where it goes. But as you guys see on the 5-second scalping the morning session, you don't need to know what this is doing. I just need to know what it's doing the next 5 seconds when I'm ready to enter. See, like I don't even feel like yesterday we traded all this chop. That's why I was like, I don't remember us pumping all day yesterday. But yesterday morning we opened and yeah, this was 8 to noon. We were just in this on the hourly. Okay. We were calling it the rat bot. I don't know if that was this specific strategy, because I think I was trying a different strategy when I first showed on the stream that I was building bots. Um, but yeah, I have more to come. This is just the first one that's shown it's profitable, so I've put attention to it, but I have several others I'm working on. And I originally thought, oh damn, I didn't even know the market was open. I originally thought I needed to have a bot that like made 100,000 in a year, like it needs to make a lot on monies, but as long as I can have just build strategies that make something, even if I have a strategy that, even if I have a bot that only makes 10,000 a year, and then maybe I have another one that makes 30,000 a year, then I have another one that makes like 20,000 a year. I just keep building them and adjusting them for the market conditions, and then just keep adding them to the arsenal, and then also scaling them up. So this one showed 60,000 for 2023 with one mini, up to three trades a day. I'm satisfied with that. Uh-oh. My chart for the bot just said no data to display, but it's also on a rhythmic connection, and now it says connecting. Yeah, no worries, Tyler. You do what you got to do. My rhythmic connection just went down, so anyone out there on rhythmic, be careful. We might not be running the bot today. That's annoying. Oh, it's back. I need to exit. The market's moving quite a bit, so I need to stay out anyways. Hold on one second while I get this set back up. I've had some weird things happen with Quantower when I stop and start. At least when I'm in market or when I'm doing back testing, if I start and stop it, it messes up. So it's best to just restart the whole platform. We have a 1 minute fair value gap bullish on the 1 minute at 9:30. Let me just let this sign in, then we'll pull the charts back up. Okay. We're back. This is going to be a problem if Rhythmic always has, they seem to have issues a lot, and the whole point, the whole thing about a bot was I wanted to be able to just turn it on and leave it alone. Leave it alone. And I can't do that if the whole thing's going to go down. I have to restart it. I didn't even attempt to try to read what we're doing. We're like way up in all-time high, or that was all-time high territory, or that was all-time highs, right? Made basically a double top up there. Wicking right off of this and back into this fair value gap. Maybe we keep going higher. Took out the Asia highs. We'll just let this do its thing for a little bit. We're in no rush. Oh, wicked. Gotcha. We probably could be taking some of these because we get close to like this. Like, I'm willing to take trades when there's a big move. I'm willing to enter as long as my stop can be close to where it needs to be. Not gonna long this right now because I don't like the way it looks. But like this move, this little move up with this fair value gap, like that's a pretty large move for my 5-second strategy from 78 up to 93. However, when the market came down 82 to 78, we could have risked a handful of points right there. So as long as I can get in for a small risk. The problem was the other day would like this move would happen and then I would jump in way up here and I'd have to withstand all the way down to that low, and that's too big. Any of you trend line people, looks like we're squeezing. Do I have a minimum amount of points? Like, I assume you mean like when there's a fair value gap, it needs to be a certain amount of points. My bot is running. Yes, there's a parameter for that on the bot. For this 5-second strategy, they can be pretty small. If I can just see them and it looks like this little pattern where we have a swing low and we run up and then come back to it, I'll take it. Even if it's not an actual fair value gap, if there's like a gap like this between the bodies, like that's, yeah, this is a fair value gap here, but sometimes we only create this. Trying to think of where. I'll take that as well, assuming everything else lines up, that it makes sense that we're still running higher or running lower. But I don't have like a cut and dry black and white number. That sure looks like a little liquidity grab up there, right?
Order filled.
Maybe not. You bastard.
Order
That
filled.
was my limit up there, that high. It made sense that we would be consolidating like this, and then we have this quick run up and then displace down, this run up tricking people, but looks like they tricked me instead. We just closed in that gap on the 5 minute. Man, these are getting to be some big moves now. Just this little back and forth is the amount of points that I'm really after. From 92 to 97. Yeah, that's 5 points in here. Curious if this holds. Certainly offered something. A lot of times when we have a candle, two candles like this, one straight down, then another one straight up, usually indicates that we're going to keep going. But this is a little difficult to read today. We're still in this 5 minute, still in the 5 minute gap. But again, not all gaps mean something, so this doesn't necessarily mean that we're running lower. That wick did also, I mean, we are just creating equal lows, so I mean, maybe we do go down there. But then part of me is thinking, like, it's weird that the overnight session is what made the all-time highs. Like, surely the New York session, New York session is going to get jealous. They're going to want to be the ones making the all-time highs. This is pretty ugly though. When there's a lot of wicks on the 1 minute, I don't historically do well on those days. We also are creating, we only have this little gap on the 1 minute, and then we have this little one right here, which is kind of weird with these huge wicks. Jesus. God, I didn't see that we had 2 volume imbalances on the 1 minute. It's a pretty strong bearish signal, I would think, obviously. Are you guys doing okay in this? $5 just got wicks everywhere as well. Nice. Yeah, we'll see what they do at 10. I guess that's why this is happening. Damn, if we create another, I was about to say. Oh, they might create another. Well, they did. That candle closed and this one opened, so another little gap down. I don't think I've seen 3 like that on the 1 minute in a row. Probably could have just freaking jumped in anywhere. This is moving pretty crazy, even for Nasdaq. Jesus. So now the question is, my wife does not pay attention to markets. I tell her, I let her know how I did that day. If we want to talk about the money, I'll tell her how much I made or lost, but no idea. She has no clue we're at all-time highs. No idea how the markets move. She probably she doesn't know what chop is. She doesn't know what trending is. So how did she know this morning to tell me to be careful and then the markets are moving like this? Yo, women are, I can't say it. This is on a recorded line. Wanted to long this, but I gotta stay out. This is I guess we'll just wait till after 10. Somebody asked me if I bought cracks. Yes, if I bought this bot. I'm interested in looking at it. How do I ask this? Are there sites that like sell bots or something like? Are there are other people doing that? And for futures, like how do you like? Are there like dedicated sites for that, or you just come across people who are willing to sell? Oh, and just like peer to peer. Interesting. How does it when you get one for like MT5? How does or Ninja Trader actually like? Can you give me a brief explanation of um how do you get it like up and running? Like they send you a file to put in the Ninja Trader. I'm assuming like Ninja Trader has like a folder for where your strategy runs or something. Sign the B2B form to get a free reset from TopStep. Nice. Grim, what's up? How are you doing in this? This looks like prime Grim scalping. Ah, okay. Nice. Wasn't sure if they had like a way to like attach your account or something. Right. Yeah. Okay. That's what I assumed because that's what Quantower is. I just wasn't sure if other people were doing that. I don't know if you guys can tell by my questions, but I have some ideas. Nice. How many do you mind sharing the details for that? Like how much and like how much you paid for it? And how many micros are you running it with? Actually, you can just message me on Discord and we can talk about it in a message later because I have some more questions. Appreciate that, man. I didn't know. I couldn't find any information about other people like sharing, selling bots on for futures. Everything I find is like crypto or forex, which a strategy is a strategy, but still, I didn't see any like futures related stuff. See, like that came down to here. Wonder if I should just start getting in at fair value gaps. Like, look at that 91, and the swing was at 87, so 4 points. And look at what it did. Yeah, just about. Usually they wait till 10 or like 10:01. They usually don't usually do the move before 10. I didn't even notice the time, so yeah, this is the news. See how weird it's moving? There we go. The 5 second. The 5 second is so fun to watch during these times. Just start spazzing out. Took out that swing, took out that swing. Not quite the one at 235.
Order filled.
Got all these volume imbalances right here. I'm gonna
Order
just get out of
filled.
that. I think my dog is farting. This whole room freaking stinks. What's up? What's up, Knives? Is that the first sentence you just heard when you jumped in? Welcome. That was our second trade of the day. We took one loss earlier, about the same size, so we're probably break even right now. We're being nice and patient because we recognize the chop. We knew that there was news at 10, and this is absolutely ugly. So I told everyone if I go down anywhere from 2 to 300, so we'll say 250. If I'm down 250, I'm done on the day. We took one loss, one win, about the same size, so break even. We will keep going. I have the bot running in the background, waiting for it to see if there's any trades for it. Yeah, risk management is king. And I started the stream by saying, like, I've had good days this week, but they've all been small green days, so I can't, go into today and willing to risk, $600, $700, $800 because I haven't been making that on my green days. So I need to keep today a small day. If it's a red day, I need to keep it small, keep my risk management tight, and end this week strong going into the weekend. Yes, the bot again. Or I already told you already know yesterday was a success. It was just a bug in the code that caused it to exit early. It was not liquidated. The trailing drawdown did not come into effect. No issues there. That could come into effect because it is over leveraged trading. However, the difference between over leveraging with a bot versus over leveraging as a human is if I over leverage, all my decisions are affected. The bot could not care if it's max leverage or not. It's going to take the setup if it forms, and it's going to get out when it's supposed to. It's not going to change its mind and get scared. So it's a little less risky over leveraging on a bot. Now, it can still blow an account, obviously, but it's not going to make bad decisions. It's just going to get into setups and trades with a larger size. But like us, we're not going to get scared and get out too early or too soon or too late or hold on. So, yeah, the plan is to dial a bot in and then run it on a prop account. I need to do some math and figure out what's the most it can use every day and not blow an account in like one day. Maybe I need to look at my data and see like what's the most drawdown in a row and then figure it out from there. Well, yeah, I mean, a bot is obviously a different way to trade. If I have a pattern or a setup that is, in my opinion, profitable, or not in my opinion, if I can see it's profitable in the past, the only thing preventing me from taking that same exact thing or trading the same exact pattern every single day are my emotions and how I feel. And if I'm going to, what if today's move is larger than yesterday? Am I still going to hold the whole time? A bot removes all of those emotions. I never have to worry if I'm going to actually take my setup. So, yeah, I mean, a bot isn't trading based with those decisions. It's much more mechanical. I tried coding this whole 5-second thing. I don't think it's going to work. One of the big things is Quantower isn't displaying my 5-second bars on market replay accurately. Like when I look at it, there are some volume imbalances like this where there's no price or we didn't trade right there. But on Quantower, when I replay, those are everywhere throughout the day, and it's not accurate. Or at least I don't think it's accurate. But you guys see, like there's too much discretion because I'm looking at like swings being taken out on higher time frames. Does it make sense for us to keep going higher? Does it make sense for us to go lower? So, Flight is here. How are you doing? I thought you always watch the streams later. But the bots that I am building are mechanical and they are a specific setup. And so far, showing they make money. Very nice. I assume you stopped because of how choppy it is. Because this is crap. Nice. Yeah, I think you'll, I mean, you keep going at that rate, you'll have those pass next week for sure. But like I've told you before, don't worry about trying to pass them by a certain time unless it's like about to renew and you really don't want to pay for it. Then I say, whatever, just go for it. But if you have like several weeks left, just take it nice and easy, build good habits for when you get to your funded. Oh, Tyler just casually dropping in to say he took a 40-point trade. Yeah, John, our rhythmic for the bot went down earlier. I feel like ever since there was like an outage in Chicago the other day for one of the was it rhythmic or I don't know, some of the multiple feeds were affected. Ever since then it seems like there's been more issues. I wonder if I didn't look into what happened, but I wonder if that had anything to do with the weather. I don't know. Hell yeah. That's awesome. We just do not want to get out of this range that we've got going on. Came right up into that 1 minute.
Order filled.
We kind of had a reaction. Just want to see if we get a little bit of a pullback into that, but
Order filled.
It's not wanting to. I'm just gonna take my losses where they stand. That one, yeah, that one was a tad too large, I think. That was also, I not that I'm not blaming it on that, but I kind of was zoomed out. I'm not blaming it on that. I'm not going to use that excuse again. Or no, it doesn't matter because this wasn't that big of a move.
Order filled.
Thought we were just taking our losses there. On the 1 minute, we came down and wicked down into that gap and then started moving away.
Order filled.
Why didn't we stop after that one? It's a little frustrating. We're definitely done now though, for sure. I don't know why did I let this one get to me? But then this move getting in up here, like I don't know how many times I've told you guys I need to wait for the market to come back into the fair value gaps. What am I talking about fair value gaps for if I'm not going to wait for the market to come back into them? What's frustrating, Knives, is it's not a lesson learned because it's something I keep doing. Like I literally just said, I'm taking my losses and I'm done. And then 5 seconds later, I get into a trade. I'm better than that. I don't do that. I'm not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, it's so frustrating. Another reason why I'm trying to focus on bots, because a bot removes all of that. If I tell the bot to take one trade a day, that's all it's going to take. I'm too focused on the money. I know it's my problem. If you guys noticed, I had this turned on today. And the markets are just kind of, I mean, I've been having a hard time reading them the whole morning. So, and I recognized it and I voiced it. It's not like I was subconsciously thinking I'm having a hard time. I'm actively telling you guys I'm having a hard time reading this. So, if I'm aware of that, then I should just stop. It's not the end of the world, but it is 200 more than what we wanted to. I said 200, 250, my max today. Down 440, which, like I said, which sucks because like we've only been bringing in like 100-ish the last couple days, just because of this. These market conditions are just difficult to read. So like, have some good trades, have some bad trades, and I'm only up like 100 at the end of the day. So that kind of gives back like almost the whole week. We're still green on the week. 348 on the combine, which I don't really care. Don't really care about the combine. I think I'm only going to be green on my funded by like 100. I don't even want to look at it right now because Yeah, I don't, I don't want to think about it. Remember the wife warning? Yeah, I know. She warned me about today. I wonder if that, uh, yeah, I just completely jumped into a trade for no reason right there. And you know what? We were only, yeah, this was a trade I needed to stop on for sure. This is the one that did the damage. Which you gotta admit, I got out at the perfect time. Had I held for 5, 10, 15 more seconds, I may have held this back up into the green. That would have been bad. Um, this morning she just randomly told me to be careful in the markets today, which she doesn't know anything about the markets. She just told me to be careful today. So I'm 100% stopping here. I'm not willing to turn that into anything more than what it is. She did have a feeling, and she was right. You guys know I could easily talk myself into making this worse. But 440 is not the end of the world. Like, not in the least bit. After next week, we won't even be thinking about today. It's just I hate I hate red days on Fridays. I hate making stupid little mistakes that I say that I'm over, that I don't do anymore. I hate making mistakes that I tell you guys not to do. I hate giving back more than my last 2 days worth of progress. I know, but I need to be like that so I can be taking money out of these markets. This does not slow me down. I don't believe. Um, Monday, I told you guys Monday I was coming into this week prepared to um start going after larger days, larger green days. Because when I'm doing good, like I just like green trade after green trade after green trade. Like those are the days I need to keep going and make my money, and then keep these days to a minimum like this. Like 440 is not, it's not that much. Going after more, yeah. I'm not planning on sizing up. Just, I mean, I'm on the 5 second chart. There's opportunities throughout the whole entire day, but I start hesitating and I need to just go after it. But instead, I get up like plus 200, then I start getting scared and I'm like, oh, I don't want to give back any more of this. And then the other problem is that the funded, like I took money out of it, so obviously my balance came down, and then we had a couple of um daily loss limits from that one mistake, and the next day I was pissed, and uh that brought the balance down low. So then that's why I've been kind of nervous to trade. But I can't. Just, I took money out of it. It's just a prop account. I need to just trade it. That's the whole point of these. That's the whole. That's like the whole point of trading the prop accounts, is that it's not. I don't have that much money into it, so I should be able to trade more freely. But the rules get you scared. I guess I think my I think being scared is limiting my potential on the days that I'm doing good. Because there are days where I have like 100% win rate, and then I stop and we're only up $300 or $400. Like, what am I stopping for? I should keep going until I feel like I shouldn't go anymore, and not force it. But I have emotions limiting me from. I think I have emotions limiting my potential on my green days. So don't force it. I need to just eliminate those emotions so I can actually trade properly when I'm doing good. This is not ideal. Like the 5 minute doesn't even have a fair value gap on it. We're just chopping. Yeah, for sure. And I'm not giving up on this ever. Um, I, I'm doing okay. Today is not that bad. I'm making it way worse than what it, or I'm talking about it as if it's way worse, but that's just because I'm holding myself to a higher standard. I'm not even that disappointed in being down 440. Like that's not that big of a deal. My biggest, um, the the biggest thing I'm disappointed in is the fact that I took this trade. Because after I took this one, I said I'm done and I'm taking my losses. And then I took another freaking trade. Like I deserve that to be a losing trade. If that was a winning trade, that just reinforces that I don't need to listen to myself and I can keep trading when I say I'm done. So this is probably a good thing. Maybe next time I won't trade after I said I'm done. This whole morning I said I'm done after if I hit 2 losing trades or minus 250. And that's what we did on that one. We were down 180, and then this one did the damage. If I stopped at minus 180, I mean, minus 400 is already it's not that big of a deal, but minus 180 would have been nothing. I could almost write that off as like a break-even day. But I messed up and took another trade. And very quickly, 1 minute later. And so far, the bot hasn't taken anything. There's nothing to take, I can tell. I'll leave it running for another 30 or so minutes. If it's not in anything, shut it down. Just shut her down. Today's not the day. McLovin, I'm not requiring what I did in that video. If that was the case, I wouldn't have taken anything today. Or no, there was a gap back here. Let's look at that and see. So we had this. So the only thing would have been shorts off of that. So I would need, so that means I can only take, okay, so now I need to draw out, I guess anywhere in here. So I'm gonna, this is on the 1 minute, so I need to draw that out. So when we look at the 5-second chart, if there's any shorts that would have worked in here, we'll see. Then I guess in this whole move down, because this whole move down kind of goes through that 5 minute. So let's draw it from here. Let's just look at the 5-second chart in these boxes. Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, I know I've improved. Like I said, I'm holding myself to a higher standard for myself at the moment. Because anytime I break a rule like that, when I say I'm done, I feel like I'm taking steps backwards because I don't know. That's just how I feel. Like, I know I'm doing way better than what I did. I mean, several months ago, I probably would have just kept going and hit the daily loss limit on these accounts. Yeah, Grant. I mean, I've struggled my whole life with being impatient. That definitely comes over to trading and screws me there. All right. Well, so this short would have offered some points. Had I taken this one, I probably would have not then taken that one. Just because I took this one and then like that was part of the move that I got points out of, so then I would have stopped. So had we been sticking to our rule of a 5 minute gap, then a 1 minute gap, then 5-second gap, there's a winning trade. There's probably going to be a ton in this bigger. I'm just curious to see how many work. So that was a short for no reason because there wasn't even a gap there. Gap here didn't work. Gap here didn't work. Gap here didn't work. So I think today's just one of those days where the market is just too choppy to where the strategy is really going to play out. Again, probably could scalp just a few points and just, get out immediately and maybe had a green day, but I mean, doing one trade after is not, like I said, it's not that big of a deal. But I definitely need to be stopping when I don't. And you know what? When I took this loss and then I said I'm taking my losses and being done for the day, the fact that I didn't go up and click accounts and look at what we were down, like I knew I'm about to disobey my stopping rule. Yeah, so even if I stuck to the whole 5 minute, 1 minute, 5-second, that the 515, that's what I like to call it. The 515 strat. Even if I stuck to that, I probably still would have had a red day. Like today's just a garbage day. And red days are perfectly fine. Is that like Snoop's area code? Damn, I should have titled that video the 515. And also, what did I say when we were back here? I said, look at all these wicks on the 1 minute. When the 1 minute has that many wicks and it's that choppy, I cannot read the market and I do not do good. Had we taken any trades at that point? We took the one loss. So, I mean, this is not on you guys, but if you want to remind me, obviously, if you don't, that's not your fault. It's my fault. But if those words come out of my mouth again, that look at all these wicks, we're really choppy, I'm done. My hands are off and I'm not trading anymore that day. Whether I'm up, whether I'm down, whether I haven't taken a trade, the second I notice that the market is like that, which I've been doing very good noticing that before I take too many trades, because I used to take too many trades and I look back and be like, well, yeah, clearly like this sucks. No wonder I wasn't able to get any green trades out of that. But the second I say that the second I notice that the market is doing this, I need to be done instead of hoping that we break out of it and start doing something. Oh, damn. That's tough. You weren't here. I don't think you were here. You just started watching pretty recently, but I don't know when it was. Maybe like a month or two ago. I think it was a Friday, and I was $60. $60 freaking dollars from passing an account. I was trading minis. I only need 3 points to pass, and I blew the account that day. It's the prop firms or the rules, the profit goals make it so hard when you get close to, like, if you get close to passing or you're close to failing, it's so hard to because you don't accept your next losing trade. Yeah, granted, I was on a 25K account, so it was only $1,500 to draw down. So, I mean, $1,500 comes very quick on minis. However, just the fact that I was $60 away and then I failed it in the same day sucks. That I was like, oh, I'm guaranteeing another funded right now, and then I blew it. This is garbage. Look at this 5 minute. Should just freaking short right now at these highs and just play the range. That's not a setup of mine, but I feel like it works more often than not when we're ranging. And yeah, I don't foresee a setup happening for the bot today, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't take there's only one setup that forms, and if it forms, it takes it. If it doesn't take it, it doesn't. it doesn't take it. There's no trades. I'm gonna leave it running and for a little bit longer, and then check in on it. But this is just crappy price action. There's no need to even try to make money in it because you're just risking. Yeah, I'm jumping off here. You guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. If the bot ends up taking anything, I'll let you guys know in Discord. Cracks, if you're still here, I'll message you or message me. So, because I'm curious about the bot that you got. Yeah, there you are. And then, yeah, you guys have a good weekend, and we will be back on Monday. And I'm going to work on my English and grammar this weekend. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later.